What things would you take with you if the zombie apocalypse were to hit us right now? Well, the zombie apocalypse is probably not something that would happen, but if you could only take 5 things with you to survive in the wilderness, what would they be? Well, thankfully I have researched 5 of the most important things that you'll need to survive in the wilderness. My list of 5 things that I think that should be taken are a hunting knife, a pot with a lid, a sleeping bag, flint, and also a 5-pound bucket of military biscuits. The first thing on our list is going to be the hunting knife. The hunting knife is not only used for hunting, but also used for protection as well. Creek Stewart, author of Building the Perfect Bug-Out Survival Skills 2014, says that when it comes to plants and things, that's not a good place to go because even an expert can make the mistake and eat the wrong plant. He says that meat is a great source when going through the wilderness and trying to survive, and he suggests rabbits, fish, smaller animals like that. The second one is going to be a pot. And the pot also comes with a lid, not that that's extremely important. But Vince Verino, author of Complete Guide to Camping Wilderness Survival 2016, says that you're going to want to boil water. Sanitary water is really important in survival. He suggests 10 minutes to make sure all of the bacteria and parasites are ridden of. Wiseman, author of SAS Survival Handbook 2014, states it is best to cut meat into cubes when cooking, and he suggests a pot to also kill parasites. And these parasites can make you ill and not able to function properly or survive in the wilderness. Now that we have talked about food and how to use a hunting knife, a sleeping bag is also something extremely important. There is a sleeping bag. This is a sleeping bag that is filled with down. Down is a more expensive sleeping bag, but Wiseman again in SAS Survival Handbook 2014 states that this sleeping bag filled with down is light, it has better insulation, and he says all you would have to do is keep it dry. So, now that we have the food, we have the knife for protection, something to cook it with, well, we need something to heat up the food, and we also need something to dry that sleeping bag if it gets wet. Well, fire is extremely important, but a flint will help you do that. I also hear that a flint sharpens a blade, but the main reason we want flint is to spark a fire, like this example. If it's struck with steel, example the hunting knife, it will start that fire, and that's according to Wiseman, SAS Survival Guide 2014. Well, now that we've discussed the fire, the food, and all of that in between, our last item is going to be military biscuits. Most people would be like, why would you choose that? That's the most random thing ever. Wouldn't you want a tent or something like that? Well, taking a nutrition class, I realized that complex sugars are needed to have a constant energy, and just that extra boost can be life or death, according to Angier, and that's she wrote a book called How to Eat in the Woods, and she wrote that in 2016. She says that a shortage of nutrients will cause energy slumps and can also cause injury, and you don't want that when you're trying to fight off a grizzly bear. They provide that complex sugar that we're looking for, and it gives you that long-lasting energy. Also, I have a graph here just to display the need for complex carbohydrates, also complex sugars. It says this is based on high activity. It says that you need 40% of complex carbs. Fats necessary, you'll get that in your meat that you'll find, and the protein is definitely going to be in all the meat that you find in the wilderness. So those complex sugars are something that is well needed according to this graph. Alright, in this speech we've discussed how to survive in the wilderness with only 5 items. That's pretty impressive. First, we chose the hunting knife. Second, the pot with a lid. Third, the sleeping bag. Fourth, the flint. And fifth, the military biscuits. To survive the wilderness would be a very daunting task. But now we have the ability to start planning if something happens and we need to run off to the wilderness. We have 5 things that we can grab as quickly as possible. And we'll know we'll have a better chance than others. Thank you.